Namaskar. Welcome to this talk in the series Bhagavad Geeta in Daily Life. Today we shall talk on how we can know this divine knowledge. Who is the ideal Guru and who is the ideal Shishya? Nothing great can ever be achieved without enthusiasm. And for this, the student needs to have a lot of enthusiasm. In the second Adhyaya, Arjuna surrenders to Krishna, who has been along with Sakha, friend to Shri Krishna for so many years, now becomes a Shishya, now becomes a disciple of Krishna. And he says, Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavaha, pruchhami tvam dharma sammuda chetaha. Filled with all these negative emotions, I'm confused about my duty, what I should do. Yachreyasyam nishchitam bruhitanme. You tell me what is the most beneficial for me to do. Shishyasteham shadi mam tvam prapati. Means I accept to be your disciple, O Lord Krishna. Please teach me, I surrender to you. So for a Shishya, for a student to seek knowledge, to seek the clarity, Shishyasteham, accepting to be a student is very important. This acceptance is the first step to change in a student, and accepting the Shishyatva is very important for the change. And this shows that the role of Guru and Shishya is very important in our parampara, in our lineage, because it's the Guru who will show the light of knowledge, and the Shishya must have a love and respect for the Guru. And for the student, the desire, Jignasa, is the first step for learning. And Samarpan, surrender, is also very, very important for understanding this divine knowledge. In the fourth Adhyaya, Shri Krishna talks about who is the ideal Guru, how this knowledge can be obtained. He says, Tadvidhi pranipate. Tadvidhi means only then you will know, you should know this knowledge of the eternal consciousness of the Brahma, Atma or Paramatma. You can only know by pranipatena, by going down to a Guru. And this is important. You need to surrender to the Guru. Pariprashnena, by asking the right questions to Guru. And then also by sevaya, by service, by doing some kind of a service to Guru so that the Guru becomes happy and then is able to give this knowledge to the student. Upadekshanti te gnanam. Guru will then give you the knowledge of your real self. And that Guru also must be Gnaninaha, must be knowledgeable in this parampara, in this lineage, in the sampradaya, and must be Tattva Darshina, who has already been self-realized, who has seen this Tattva. So Gnaninaha means a Guru who has learned through the scriptures, through the lineage, through the parampara, and that Guru knows how to handle the words, to give a correct meaning to the Shishya. The Guru knows the entire scriptures, all the scriptures, so that in the right perspective can explain each shloka. And all knowledgeable people cannot be good teachers. People who may have a lot of knowledge, but they also need to be a seer, they also need to be Tattva Darshina, means they should be self-realized, they should have actually lived their life accordingly. Means the knowledge that they have understood in their buddhi must have been assimilated in their life. It is called Atma Sadhana, and that then becomes, has undergone the journey, the sadhana for understanding this knowledge. And then only the words of that Guru will have the strength to move or touch the people. And only a self-realized Gurus, all self-realized Gurus are not good teachers. That's why both Jnaninaha and Tattvadarshinaha, both are important. Shrotriya and Brahmanishta Guru is an ideal combination. And our Upanishads tell us that this knowledge of ourself, our Atma, of the Brahma, the eternal consciousness, cannot be obtained without such an enlightened Gnaninaha and a Tattvadarshinaha Guru. Again in the fourth Adhyaya, Shri Krishna says, who is the ideal student, who can gain this knowledge, who can understand this knowledge? Shraddhavan labate gnana. One who has faith, only that person will know this knowledge. We need to have faith in our Shastras, our scriptures, faith in our Guru, that he will show us the right path, and faith in the Creator, Ishwar. All this Shraddha is very important. It's a foundation of this knowledge. Gnan, Tatparaha, Labate Gnanam. One who is eagerly trying, one who is enthusiastic, puts in a lot of efforts to understand this. Only for that person, the clarity, goal becomes clear, and there is a commitment so that they are able to understand this knowledge. Sanyatendriya Labate Gnanam. So one whose own senses are under control, who is Atma Sanyama, one who has self-restraint, one who withdraws all its indriyas, mana, buddhi, and has vairagya, and who has a surrender to the Lord. Only that student is able to understand Jnanam Labdhva Param Shantim Achirena Adhikachati. By knowing this, knowledge will achieve bliss instantly. So Gnana Sadhana, Bhagavan has described the outer sadhana, the Bahya sadhana like Pranam, Pranipatena, Sevaya, and Pariprashnena, asking the right questions. For the student, it is a Shraddha, Tatparta, putting in effort, and Indriya Sanyama, mind control. So these are some important means for understanding this knowledge for the student. And Bhagavan says, Gnanam Labdhva Param Shanti. Every human being, by doing this, achieves eternal bliss instantly. Every human being wants happiness, peace, and that's why we all run around every day to become happy. But we believe that the happiness comes from these outer objects. That is our misperception. And we all yearn for this Param Shanti, eternal peace, which does not come and go, which cannot be achieved from these outer objects, which is not dependent on any person, thing, or any situation, and which can be maintained even in noise or commotion. And this eternal bliss, our scriptures tell us that it is the nature of our own self, our own Atma Swarupa is eternal bliss form. We don't have to go around to look for this happiness. And this understanding allows us to live and be happy in the now. We don't keep brooding about the past, or we don't live thinking about all the time, worrying about the future, but we live happily in the now. And this, after this knowledge is obtained, there is eternal bliss immediately. There is no time lag. And then Shri Krishna tells us who is not eligible for this knowledge, one who has a doubting mind, Agnascha, Shraddhadanascha, one who is ignorant, Agnya, does not have the right kind of the knowledge, Ashraddha, one who has no faith, and Sanchayatma, one who keeps doubting. These are the people who get destroyed, Vinashyati. Destroyed means they don't get physically destroyed, but they get destroyed from their ultimate goal of life. They are not able to reach their goal of life. And those people who keep doubting, they never become happy also in this world, not in the other world. So they also don't become happy. So Sanchaya, doubts, they don't make us happy, neither they help us on this path. Bhagavan tells us that we have to make a lot of our own efforts to be yoga rooted. He says, Uddhare Datman Atmanam. We have to elevate our own self by our own self. We have to inspire ourselves by our own self. We have to be self-motivated. Natmanam avasade. Don't let yourself down. Don't have negative thinking. Don't have fears, thoughts, so that we keep ourselves down. Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu. We can be our own best friend, Atmaiva Puratmanaha, or we can be our own best enemy. So it depends on us, how we think, how we perceive ourselves, and that is how this Atma Krupa, walking by our own efforts, Purushartha, with patience, persistence, and perseverance, is very, very important on this path. Shanai Shanai Uparamed. All the progress that happens very slowly. We have to keep trying. That is what Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells us. Shanai Shanai Uparamed means dire dire, slowly we have to withdraw our mind from all these sense objects with firm intellect, buddhya dhyute gruhitaya, with the right understanding, atma sanstham manah krutva, and firmly engrossed our mind into our true self, na kinchidapi chintayet, without thinking or having stress of anything for the future. And this is how we can progress on this path. Shri Krishna on the 6th Adhyaya tells us that there is no failure, there is nothing goes in vain on this path, on the spiritual path. Whatever little you do, there is always the benefit. He says, oh Tat, oh my father, he says, relax, don't worry. He's giving solace to Arjuna that one who has done any good elevating action, some punya, whatever you have done will never be destroyed in this world. Never it will go on a downward journey. It will always go in a upward journey. And spiritual progress needs many, many efforts of many, many lives. So Shri Krishna here says that one who makes all the necessary wholehearted efforts, purifies all the sins and impurities, aneka janma sansiddha, makes efforts for many, many lives, tato yati param gatim, finally becomes free and achieves moksha. And then he shows the rarity of this self-knowledge, Atma Jnana. He says, Manushyanam sahastreshu, out of thousands of people, human beings, Kaschid yatati siddhaya, only few makes efforts to reach the goal, they reach their goal. Yatatam api siddhanam, and those who are making efforts for so thousands of people, Kaschid mam veti tatvatah, only a rare person will know me in reality, he says, because his real Atma Swarupa is something which is not everybody can understand, everybody can know, but only if we make efforts, we will be able to know. And then Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells us who is eligible to achieve him. He says, those whose sins have ended, those whose papa karma have ended by doing some good punya karma, those who have already done this punya karma, and then dvandva moha nirmuktaha. From all these dualities, their moha is gone. They have become free from all this delusion, from all these dualities of the world. For these people and those who worship me with a firm affirmation, those are the people who are eligible to come on this path. And what is the importance of faith in this spiritual path? Shri Krishna tells us, hey, O Parantapa, those who do not have faith in the scriptures and they cannot attain me, because faith is very important. They keep rotating in this world, mrityu sansara vartmani, and they cannot achieve any worthwhile goal. So how to walk on the path? There are several options of yoga sadhana. Bhagavan says some people can achieve this by dhyan, by meditation. Some people can achieve this by Sankhya Yoga, by the Gnana Yoga, the knowledge. And some others, they achieve this by Karma Yoga. So these are different paths that Shri Krishna is showing us. And then who is eligible for this attainment, for attainment, some Sadguna Sampatti, those who don't have too much of devoid of respect or moha, those who have won over all this Sangha, Sangha means attachments, Raga, Dvesha, and those who always are involved in spiritual practices, those whose desires have completely been renounced, those who are devoid of these dualities of happiness and pain, and that wise man attains the highest goal, which is the unchanging Paramatma Tattva or Moksha. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna, in the conclusion of his, he tells Arjuna that I have told you all this, I have given you this knowledge, which is the most mysterious knowledge, which is a hidden secret. Now you have to think about it in totality. Vimrushyeta etat asheshena. In totality and properly, you see everything. Don't just pick one piece and do whatever you feel appropriate. And then he gives a freedom to his Shishya. It says, do Arjuna, tathachase tathakaru. Whatever you feel appropriate to do, gives the great teachers give freedom to their students because they have trust in their students. And Krishna loves the people who share this knowledge, those who are the Vakta. He says, of all the persons, one who shares this message of Gitaji, he says, he's Kashchit me priya kruttamaha, is the most dear to me. Anya priyatara bhuvi, on this earth, none of the other person is as dear to me, none shall be as dear to me in the future. And he also says that the people who recite and listen to this Gitaji, those are also very priya to Krishna. He says, one who listens is performing the knowledge sacrifice, and that is also akin to my devotion. That is also, this is my firm opinion. So then Shri Krishna asks Arjuna, did any change happen inside out of all that I have told you? Have you heard it with a concentrated mind? Did your delusion, your moha, which was born out of ignorance, did it get destroyed? And that is the dharma of the Acharya. He says, if you have not understood, I'll probably tell you again, I'll repeat this, whether your purpose of Gitaji is fulfilled or not. And Arjuna accepts and surrenders to Lord Krishna. Finally says, yes, Tvat prasadat, with your grace, nashto moha, my delusion, my moha has been destroyed, and I have come back to my real original self. I have now steady without any doubts, and I should do, he says, karishye vachanam tava, whatever you tell me to do, I will do whatever you say. And then Arjuna says, my purpose is served, and that is the real victory. So finally, in the concluding shloka of the Gita ji, Sanjay concludes by stating a fact to Dhritarashtra, says, where there is a teacher, the greatest teacher like the Lord of Yoga, Shri Krishna, and wherever there is an archer like Arjuna, they were on the side of the Pandava, he says there itself is wealth, Sri Vijaya, victory, and all accomplishments, and unflinching Dhruva, Bhuti, Niti. And this is my firm opinion. He tells Dhritarashtra, he wants to make sure that Dhritarashtra is the king. Probably may think that he may not want the yuddha or the battle to go on, but that was in vain. The battle went on, and then a lot of people were killed and destroyed, the Kaurava clan especially. So with efforts and grace of the Almighty, success is definite. There is no doubt with a good teacher and with a good student, the goal can be reached. Definitely, there is no doubt about it. With this, I come to the end of the session. I pay my gratitudes to the Lord, to this Guru Shishya Parampara, and I pay my respects to my Guruji, Puja Guruma, with whose grace I am able to learn the scriptures and share this understanding with you. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parah Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.